Welcome back. Morning. How's everybody doing? It's April 16th, Thursday, in the US. Well, I'm in Florida, Fort Lauderdale. Um, Great morning. The market, bro. Like I've been looking at the market from after hours, and it's up. So getting straight into it. Today I'm a bit earlier. The gym's closed in my building because they're cleaning it, they're sanitizing. So I do it once a month, which is quite a pain. But you know what? It's better to be clean than not clean. I got the TV in the background. If you can see, the going. The bell's going to ring in about 4 minutes and some change. Before the bell rings, I want to show you guys the public portfolio. This segment of the channel is about their public portfolio, where I started this not even a year ago, showing friends, family, some clients who wanted to make some money into the market but didn't know anything about it. So I advise them to download Robinhood only because it's user friendly for me to show someone how to use it, etc., etc. And you know, I didn't actually fund that account with anything. The first thing that I funded was I was showing a person how to buy XRP, and when XRP was really at a stage of accumulating at the right time. Obviously, this is not financial advice. I'm not certified to give you any financial knowledge, but I'm just sharing my experiences. I've been an investor since, well, about a decade and some change, maybe a little more than a decade. I think honestly, I used to live in Dubai. I'm from Dubai, so I started investing. I think 14 or 15, if I'm not mistaken, and I've been doing so. My private portfolio is really good in terms of green, and I don't want to get too much into it. It's not about a bragging or anything like that. I'm just sharing like how else I'm making money and like in what I'm buying, and basically. Going back to Robinhood, like I showed someone like I was in crypto and this is it, and it's volatile. But I was just basically sharing the science how to operate an app and get into investing. I believe in stocks at this point in time have more gains, and all the companies that you can trust and be in. If you buy Apple products, I would suggest you go into Apple. I would suggest you add ETFs. What are ETFs? Are like baskets of companies in exchange trade funds. And if you want to know more, just reach out, message. I'm really transparent. I contact you directly, whether it's WhatsApp or Discord. That's how I work with some of my uh, clients and family and friends, right? I just help them navigate this journey of them, and it can be overwhelming for a lot of people. But at the same time, it's like as easy as, in my words, in my opinion, opening up a Instagram account and just uploading a picture. And once you get the fundamentals set, you're good to go, in my opinion, right? So before the market starts, a minute. Let me just show you guys where Robinhood is, the public portfolio. So if you saw, like, this is a new part of this channel of mine, the segment. So if you went back and looked at the earlier videos, the it wasn't even this price, right? Like I think it was 2000 less or something, whatever. It doesn't really matter if you haven't watched it. But currently we are on the road to 10K. We just hit seven. uh if you hear the grunting of my dog Pedro in the background, he's a bit restless, but yeah, just ignore him. He's just doing his thing. But yeah, so it's 7,075. After hours, we are up. What was that? $97. Market's not open, like I'm saying. You can see the TV in the background a minute ago. Um, and why it's like if you see my videos previously, if you look at all the stocks that I share, all these were like in red, right? And so it's only now, besides the two crypto, one, two, and three are in red at this point in time, right? Why is the focus is not? So I actually got a webcam which was lying in. When I moved here from New York, a lot of stuff is still unopened, so I just found the webcam, so I'm using it now. Before I was just using the internal webcam on the laptop when I went live. So last night's video, even when I uploaded, got, so for some odd reason my audio went off. So I'm like, okay, guys, I can't do that. I need to find a solution. So hence, I'm using this Logitech webcam that I found. Okay, the bell's open. Let's. Let's refresh. So as you can see, right. The reason that I showed you guys the Celsius is because in my private portfolio, I know this the conversation about the public portfolio, but I'm also sharing what I'm doing in the private. You can add this if you want. It's not financial advice in your public portfolio. So I recently got out. I'm no longer an investor in Tesla. I sold my Tesla shares, all of it. Well, last week I sold a bit, and then further into that week before it ended, I sold everything, and I purchased more Nike, and I purchased more Celsius. And if you don't know, they also do like a fizz-free version. There you go. So the fizz-free has silver tops; they don't have black tops. And I'm drinking the peach mango. Why is it the focus not on point, bro? So I'm drinking the. It's really bad. Anyway, peach mango with green tea, and there's no fizz. Actually, I like this. Zero sugar, blah blah blah. If you know, you know. It's. Now I'm trying to drink coffee later on the day. Not as early as anymore. So getting back in this, so that's the public portfolio currently. Live trading, well, live movement on the stocks, right? So I'm actually on the way to hit 10K ASAP. That's my goal. Whether it's going to happen in a month, 2 months, 3 months. Am I buying anything more right now? No, only because I like to buy stuff. Like you, if you go back and watch the first couple of videos about these stocks, I like to buy stuff and they're red. Yes, these are red at this point in time, but they're not down so much for me to actually buy. Why is this camera not focused? For some odd reason, I don't know. Anyway, gotta sort that out. It's funny, the webcam internally focuses, but this, anyway, there you go. So Adobe is not down that much in the public portfolio. Um, so it's only 29 and some change down. Salesforce 30. Like I like to get these guys when they're really down, so that when it does go up, God, guys, what's happening? I gotta fix that after the I get off this live in terms of the focus. But it's definitely better quality, like the webcam compared to using the internal webcam that in these MacBooks, in my opinion, right? So, like, obviously, my eyes don't lie; I can see it. So, right now, as of today, I'm not adding any more uh, shares or even cash to the public portfolio. I'm just letting it do its thing for now, and you know if you're buying something, let me know what you're buying. If you're new to investing, let me know, message me, reach out, let me know what's happening. But I just want to catch up, guys. Like, if you go back to the, again, not to sound monotonous, but if you go back to the videos that I just uploaded like recently on the public portfolio, trust me when I say this, like, just watch it. Everything is in red, right? Everything's in red. And the market is just taken off. Like, people are really scared with all the noise going on, with all the war and etc. And, like, like, I'm the kind of person that I just want to zone out of all that. I want peace, but at the same time, like, I can't control these environments, right? So I can control my environment. So uh, besides my primary job, I like to also make money so I can, like, help my wife retire. I help my dad, whoever I can. Like, I don't need to name everybody, but, like, that's my goal, right? To just change the financial in my family in terms of, like, being freedom, what I mean, like, just doing what I can do, like. And no one's taught me this, right? Like, I always say, like, when I grew up, it's not like I'm blaming or pointing fingers to anyone. It's just that I just learned this from when I was in Dubai in my corporate job, where people, like, my colleague was like, get into markets great, and this is what I'm doing. And since I moved from Dubai, I just moved that account, that brokerage, to when I moved here. Obviously, back then I couldn't even buy like fractional shares from that company. And this is like, I think it's 15 or something, 2015, yeah, when I started this. I really got, my first stock that I bought was one share of Facebook when it was called Facebook. I think I got it for like $80 something, to be honest. And now Meta obviously is like a giant. Like yesterday, I was talking to a cousin of mine. I'm like, if you're starting a new journey, what I would suggest is like buy stocks that you can relate to. Like I said, beyond this call on WhatsApp. So buy Meta. Like you're using Instagram, you're doing this, you're doing that. And in the public portfolio, obviously, I was showing someone the average cost on the public portfolio is 611, right? Um, in the public portfolio, you can see I'm up already $90, right? That's 10%. So if you just have money sat in in a saving account or checking account, and you're not getting any high yield APY or anything, but even the high yield APY is not going to give you 10%. Like I think my bank's HSBC gives me 3.4. So far, my other bank is under 4. But like this is 10. Like in no days. Like you know what I mean. So trying to get this focus right. Sorry, guys. Yeah, right. So my average cost is 611. Currently, I have nine value 974. 673 is a stock right now. I got it when it was 80 in my private portfolio, not 80, like maybe a little under 90, right? Anyway, let's look at Morningstar. So if I'm a Robinhood Gold member, I only pay $5 or a month for it. But what they show you is all these other datas and research. So Morningstar is like a research report, like you can see. They say that fair value of this one share should be 850. 850, bro. We're 674 now, right? So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, if you have money sitting like in a bank, oh, just and you're that traditional mindset where even me at a point in time, I was telling my cousin yesterday, like at this point in time where I was like, when I was much younger, I was like, I used to save money because that's how my parents were taught, and they were like, okay, when you have a job, save as much as you can for a rainy day, and I'm like, okay, fine. And also back then, my money when I was young just sat in a normal checking account or saving account. Like there was not even high yield into it, right? So I lost so many years of compound of interest. So if I could go back and tell myself when I'm in my 20s, invest in my health, right? Like stop eating, drinking alcohol. But that's just me. Like I saw my body, like all these things were like, I don't know. It's just I just abused my body in this way and my wealth. Like I was spending money like in the clubs and blah 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 on things which today when I look back, I'm like, wow. So if you're in your 20s and you're watching this, I'm like, you're at the right time where your health's get that on track. And this is just my experience, my journey that like I'm sharing from my eyes. My mission and vision, my values back then when I was 20 was, if I had any sense of like of amending my mission and vision and my values, I would have. But obviously, like it was different times. I'm a 80s baby, so I'm not like too hard on myself, but at the same time, I am hard on myself because I'm like, I need to. I don't have like the time that if when I was in my 20s. So if you're in your 20s and you're watching, or even if you're in 30s, bro, like just the market's great. Invest in companies. Do your due diligence. Like I said, I'm not a certified, financial advisor. I just been investing the last decade and some change. And my private portfolio is great. I started this public portfolio just to show you guys like it's possible, like and the reason that I went live on this is because people are reaching out to me, my clients, my family members, friends, like how do you do this, buy this, like so I've been showing people like hardly anything into the public portfolio, like this is how you do it, this is how you fund it, this is what I would suggest you buy. If you want to buy things that relate to you, like if you use Amazon, buy Amazon stock. If you use Apple products, you're in the ecosystem, buy Apple, right? There's other gems, obviously, to get into. So like I said, reach out and let me know. If you want to know more info, just put a comment in the chat. But some people, like, obviously, I would advise them because they use Uber a lot. So I'm like, buy Uber. If you use Johnson & Johnson's products, buy J&J, right? Not Diddy. But this is what I would advise. Like, I like Celsius. I see it at a good price right now. I bought some stock of it. And also, I'm in the right room. I'm listening to the right people who are like way ahead of me. Whether they're younger or older doesn't matter, but you can have knowledge and, all this input where I can still learn from you, just not you eating at my table, right? So, so I sit in these rooms, I'm on these calls, I meet people, I'm networking. I'm in these situations where I put myself where I'm leveling up as well. So be in these rooms as well for you guys, right? Talk to the right circle, make sure your friends are like in my 20s and 30s. I just wanted to have fun and blah blah blah. But I realized, like, when my mom passed in 2011, I realized that there's more to the circle, and your net work is your net worth, right? Well, in my opinion, right? And like, to some I'm not that old, to some I'm already old, like I'm unk mode. But if you guys invest in yourselves, you're investing in yourself. Like, that's the biggest bet. Like, that's why I say health is important as well. One's health, but wealth as well. For me, it's hand in hand, right? If you have more funds, you can eat better, you can treat yourself better, you can treat others better, you can just do more, right? um so yeah, guys, like, when you're investing in stock, just make sure that you do your due diligence, you look at the companies that you're investing, you do the right thing for yourself. So I want to obviously not end the live chat with that, but also want you guys to look at, if you guys want to look at, like, at stocks to buy, and you have like a budget in mind, I would suggest Nike, because the company is evergreen. It's only $46 right now, right? It's taken a beating, but again, look at that candle. That's just today, right? The candle's like up there. Okay. Now, this is just my opinion, right? I have Nike in a private portfolio. Like I said, I sold a lot of Tesla. I sold all my Tesla stock to buy more Nike and Celsius. Um, I'm trying to pull up if they have a market. So it's $46 and some change, right? 46 and 22 cents. This is Morningstar's what the hell is this? Data, right? Why isn't this? Okay, maybe I need to go in settings and change the focus. I'm not going to do it live now, right? So if you can see that, Morningstar said fair value of one share should be 97 for Nike, right? Maybe I go come closer for the change. Okay, there you go. Fair value 97. Okay, and like I'm saying, guys, $46 one share right now. So Nike, I also believe in these in other companies. Like, so I'm basically giving you companies below 100, right? So if you have a budget and you're like, okay, this week I'm going to invest like $200, like, just as a start. This is my beginning journey, right? That's my budget, right? And like I said, I'm not a financial advisor, but when I started this public portfolio, a guy came on the stream who I follow, and a YouTuber, fellow YouTuber. We met up at public when we met up in public. We met up in New York City for public events. What was that event? I forget. Cortez was in Chinatown, and he caught me. I couldn't wait in the queue; it was mad long. Plus, I had gone to some other pop-up events that day, and I saw Brian BG Kicks. If you know, you know. So his YouTube channel is the official BG Kicks, and I've been on his channel when his channel was like what like hardly any subs. I think he's almost 30 or 40K now, or maybe more. Or maybe I could be wrong. But the thing I'm gonna get on is like when he came on the channel, he's like, "Hey, love that you're representing your brand and etc. And this is the topic, And I'm like, yeah, like what I did when he came online, I told him like this is what I'm doing. Your channels are all about mainly sneakers and great, and he's a teacher as well. I bought Nike Live, and I told him like, well, I was telling everyone like, I'm just showing you how easy it is. Like each of these pairs of shoes are like $200 and plus now, right? And also, I was talking to another friend uh, in Brooklyn, Nelson. If you know, you know. So I was talking to him, and I'm not calling people out, but I'm just these are the proven facts, right? So him and I were chatting, and I'm like, bro, like I moved house, Florida, blah blah blah, and I'm like, yo, I just realized that I have so much of shit, bro, like clothes and this, and I don't need all this, like, and another reason that I moved is because I'm trying to focus on my narrative and where I am. Going back to Nike, so I'm like, instead of buying shoes as often as I used to, I don't need every pair, but I'm gonna put some more money into Nike stock because it's a great time to get into it. Like it's down, it's taking a beating, and if you type this in Google, just check how much Tim Cook just bought of Nike stock. And if you want to know, let me just put it up. Check this out, right? It's just I'm opening it on my phone. So Tim Cook, how much? And this all this data's out there. Tim Cook, how much Nike stock bought? That's all I'm putting in. Okay. So this is what I'm just going to read out and show you guys. Apple CEO and Nike board member Tim Cook purchased 25,000 shares of Nike Class B stock for approximately 1.6 million on April 10, 2026. That's like 6 days ago. At an average price of 42.43. I'm just going to put this up. You can see my webcam in the reflection. Can you see it? Why is it doing this thing? Like, is it like I see some people doing this? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna get this. No pain, no gain, bro. No pain, no gain. Okay, wait. Maybe here? Okay. Apple's here. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take a screenshot of this and put on my IG. My IG link is down below, but for some odd reason, it's not picking up, which I will find. Fix. Let me try it again. Yeah, okay, there you go. Right? So if these guys are buying it, come on, bro. Like, do the math. So yeah, just invest in the right way, the right companies, the right brand, believe in them, do your due diligence, and if the money's out there. It's tough times nowadays, but what's going on in the world and the unemployment and not just war, everything's becoming expensive. I remember when I grew up, the house that I lived uh, in Sharjah, so that's in UAE, United Arab Emirates, if you know, you know. It was my brother, my grandma, my mom's mom, my mom obviously, my dad, myself. It was a two-bedroom, right? But like the living room had a balcony, a massive balcony. My parents' master bedroom ensuite had a balcony. My room, which I shared with my grandma and my brother, had an ensuite, so toilet. The kitchen had its own toilet and a storage. And then like nowadays when you walk into a house, bang, you're in the kitchen. There's open layout. Back then, I remember like as we opened our house, there was like a bar area that my dad, and a sitting area, and then that leads to the living room. If you go right, there's another passage, corridor, hallway, whatever you want to call it, to other parts of the house. And it was an apartment. It wasn't like a home or anything, like a house, right? but it was our home, like, and it was massive, and the price that we paid was crazy. It was like, honestly, it was like, I can't even remember. I don't even think it was like $500 a month or something. It was less. Like, it was crazy. So I read something the other day where if you had $100 in 1920s, it's like worth $25 or $50 in 2026. The things that $100 bought you back in the day can't buy the same stuff, and that's facts, right? If I go out right now, whether I was in New York or wherever, I mean, basically I'm going out to in certain areas, in certain countries, in certain places where I know that as soon as I walk up, bro, $100 is gone. Like, it just goes, right? And I'm not talking about filling gas. I'm just like, let's say I'm walking somewhere, I'm easy, like $100 coffee, blah blah blah, and that's just me, like. So, you know, this is another great way of you guys is like, I'm speaking to you like how I would speak to myself in my 20s. I'm like, God, bro, like, just get into this. Like, I just wish I did, and I didn't. I wish I took care of my health, and I didn't, right? Like, I haven't drank alcohol, liquor, whatever for 2.5 years, and that's my choice. I want to do these things because I want to invest in me, right? In all aspects. On that note, guys, I want to leave you with this. Make it happen, own it. You've got you. One love. Peace. I'm out.